half sew-in, half knotless braids for half the price and half the time, y'all. Let's get straight into this tutorial. So for the bundles, I'm using Bobbi Boss Miss Origin cord. You're gonna need a needle and thread, and also you're gonna need some braiding hair. Step one is to do the braid down. So I'm starting off on not blow dried hair, but stretched hair from these little cornrows I did the night before. I just washed my hair, put some cornrows in, slept on it, and it was able to stretch my hair out good enough. So that's how I'm starting off. Now I'm starting off with the middle part here, and the first thing I need to do is section off the pieces where the knotless braids are gonna go. So I'm parting out a U-shaped section at the top of my head on each side of my part. You can see I just put it into cornrows. This is where the knotless braids are gonna go and cover the bundles or tracks that we're gonna use. Now I'm gonna also part out a small section along the same curved pattern. This is gonna have a cornrow on it, but it's gonna serve as a foundational braid. So that way when we get to the top with our tracks, we have a firm braid to sew down the track on. And if that was a little confusing, don't worry, you'll be able to see it later. Now for the edges part, I also parted out a section where my knotless braids are going to go as well. You don't want to make this section too small because you don't want tension pulling on your edges and pulling your baby hairs out, okay? So I made sure that there was space for 2 rows to go right here, or 2 columns, like vertically up and down. Now it's time for the braid down. So remember that little cornrow section that we parted off at the top? Here is where I started to cornrow. So I cornrowed along the section that I parted out, and then I brought it downward to the side, and then it led into another cornrow in the back. After that was done, I just did straight back cornrows for the rest of the space in the back. There are a couple of different ways that you can do a braid down for a sew-in, but I tried to keep it as simple as I could just because, like I said, y'all, this is my first time doing a sew-in on myself for real. So I just kept it as simple as possible. Here you can see as I'm cornrowing my hair, my index finger is leading underneath that middle piece to grab the other section. So you can see it's going underneath the middle, grabbing the right side, leading underneath the middle and grabbing the left side. And that's how I cornrow the rest of my braids in the back. So I get a lot of questions about cornrowing your own hair, and honestly, I think I'm getting better with time. I'm not a professional at cornrowing my own hair, okay? You know, we're DIY over here, and DIY means doing it yourself, but the only way to get good is to continue to practice. But I think I am getting better. So my top tip is to just take your time and just keep practicing, and it'll get better. Also, it does not have to be perfect because we're gonna be sewing down the tracks on top. So I just use a little black rubber band to tie it into a little bun, and that is my braid down. All right, babes, buckle up. It's time to do the sew-in. So you're gonna need a hair, needle, and thread. So this needle is a special kind of needle. You can see it's a curved needle, and it's also, it's kind of sharp, so also be careful. You don't wanna, poke your head or your hands. So I put the thread through the little hole thingy and then tied it into a knot at the end. So what you're gonna do is take your bundle and push it straight through that weft piece. My bundle or track, if you want to call it either one, is folded in half, and you'll see after I pushed it through the weft, then I loop it underneath my cornrow and then continue to do that along the weft. So it's kind of, I feel like you can see it visually better than I'm explaining it, but you want to make sure it's going underneath your cornrow and around your weft. That way it'll be held in place. And if you're kind of like, I don't know, I don't want it to slip out or get loose, there's no harm in extra looping it around a whole bunch of times, especially because I'm using a black thread. It's going to be really easy for me to see and take down, as opposed to, you know, the track being black and the thread being black, everything being black, and it's just a little bit difficult to see. So I purposely chose black thread just to make the takedown a lot easier. Once I get over to the left side, I fold the track over and then I continue to sew it down, but now going in the other direction. It also makes it easier if you take a clip and hold the track in place. So that way, you know, you don't need a third hand, you know, it holds it in place, and that way you can continue to loop the thread underneath the cornrow and around the weft. Once you kind of start running out of thread, then you can decide to tie it off, cut it, and start a new thread. So here is where I was like, my thread's getting kind of short. So I tied a knot around itself, pulled it as close to the weft as I could get, and then cut it. Boom. And then I started a new thread and continued going. So for the back portion, I used 2 out of the 3 bundles. Now, okay, so the bundles came in different lengths. Theoretically, I should have used the shorter length first at the bottom, because as you layer upward and go to the top of your head, the hair gets shorter, but I have no clue which bundle I grabbed first. So if you're hearing this, use the shortest bundle first, and as you go upward, use the longer bundles. But for me, I have no clue which bundle I grabbed, okay? So yeah. So that very last cornrow at the top, remember how we said that we're going to sew down a piece on it? So I'm taking a single track instead of like double layering it. I'm taking that single track and I'm going to sew it down along the U-shaped cornrow. Now this is going to serve as a flatter base and just make it look a lot better and more seamless when it comes to the braids on top that are going to cover it. Okay, this is what I have so far. Remember, y'all, don't roast me. Okay, yeah, I know you can see the threads crossing over, but I did my best, and honestly, it still came out cute. So now let's move on to the knotless braids. So I'm using this SLAYY braiding hair. They sent me this to try out, and honestly, I really liked it. It's a lot smoother than any braiding hair that I've ever tried. So their thing is that it's supposed to be toxic free, which I'm happy about because, you know, all the stuff coming out about synthetic hair and it being toxic. Like, I wanted to try a toxic free braiding hair. So I cut it in half and then restretched it and put it on my rack. And then for the boho curls, I'm cutting off the weft of the last bundle and I'm using those pieces, separating them and adding it to my rack. back to add them in as curls. So if you guys have never done boho before and you're new to my channel, first off, welcome. But I do have a whole bunch of tutorials on how to do knotless braids and boho braids. So I'll link those videos for you guys here as well as in the description below. So that way you can get a little bit more familiar and practice a little bit more. So believe it or not, up until right now, I wasn't using any gel, but now I'm going to be using Breeze and Braids Edge Control Gel. I actually really love it. They sent me so much gel for my last braiding class that I hosted, and I was like, you know what, I might as well just use it. So no, it's not sponsored. This video is actually not sponsored by any of the brands that I just mentioned, so this is my honest opinion of all of them. So I'm using the edge control to smooth down the front and also make my parts really clean. I'm splitting that piece in half, just trying to make sure that the braids closest to my baby hairs aren't too small, so that way they're not pulling too much. But I did want to make sure that the braids were going to be able to cover the tracks or the bundles. Now, after the fact, after this is done, and I'm reflecting on this style, I definitely think that maybe adding a couple more, like another row or two of braids would have been better, just because the hair in the back is blonde and you can kind of see my black hair. But if you're watching this now, this is what I did and it still came out good. But if you're someone who's preparing to do this style, that is a tip that I would recommend. Again, if you're new to knotless braids or boho braids, I have my other tutorials that break it down even further, but here's me using the braiding hair. You can see it looks really smooth and I was really pleased with the results of it. So I would recommend SLAYY braiding hair for anyone to try it if you haven't tried it yet. I'm definitely still new to using it, but this is my first impression. So, period. So I'm starting off, how many pieces of boho curls I'm adding. I usually add about 5 or like about 5 pieces, and then 2 curly pieces at the very bottom of the braid. So that way the braid ends off in a curl. But a tip that I have for braiding, knotless braiding your own hair, is to make sure that you're not pulling downward too hard while braiding. When you braid your hair, you want to keep your hands as close to your scalp as possible. Like, yes, your arms are going to burn a bit, but you need to keep your hands up in the air instead of pulling downward. That way your braid doesn't start to unravel, because I get that question asked so many times. People are like, oh my gosh, my braid, it's looking funky, wonky, like it's not coming out right. And my tip would be to hold your hands up as close as you can to your scalp until you start braiding down. So here you can see I'm pulling out those boho pieces and just resting them on my head up until I get down. These braids aren't that long actually, because I cut the hair in half. I wanted it to match the length of the bundles in the back. But you can see here I'm getting toward the end and I'm adding those 2 curly pieces to make my braid end off in a curl. Okay, y'all, this is the last leg. So for the top, I created another U-shaped part. It's like 2 rows of U-shaped rows. Yeah. And then you can see this very middle one here is going to be where we split it directly down the middle in half. This is where I'll use a bit more of the edge control or braiding gel to just make sure that the top is very sleek and it looks, you know, no flyaways. It's gonna look crisp. Here I braided down the section, the very last section, so that it stayed out of the way as I continue to braid that section. Yes, it's the last row. This is where I can finally take a breath and it feels realistic that my hair is going to be done. Up until this point, I still feel crusty, but once I get to that last row or that last braid, I'm like, girl, my hair is done, period. So for that top braid or the very last braid closest to your forehead, I like to add a curl right at the beginning of the braid and pull it out at the top of the braid. So that way when I style my hair, that curl is close to the top of my head and I can pull it out to do different styles with it, and it just looks super cute. Okay, remember when I said this is my first time doing a sew-in? Right, so a little roadblock here. I mean, it looks really good from the back, but you know, I feel like I could see the color difference in the track and my hair. So I was like, so I could wear the hair like this, you know, but I fear if I moved too much, you'd be able to see within the tracks, within the style, you know. So I was like, you know what, let me just do a cute style like this and do half up, half down, rock it like that, and make it work like that. So I'm using a small black rubber band and I'm just gathering the pieces that I braided and putting half of it up and half of it, leaving the rest of it out. And finally, this is what we're left with. Oh my gosh, the color, I'm obsessed. I got so many compliments. Let me tell y'all, I walked into the coffee shop and a girl, she stopped me. She was like, your hair is the most beautiful hair I've ever seen. I was like, whoa, stop, don't gas me. Yeah, I really like the style. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I think it's perfect for spring, summer, like that warm weather. Perfect. I will definitely be doing half sew-in, half knotless braids again. So stay tuned for those tutorials, and thank you guys so much for watching.